The Alzheimer's Association is the leading voluntary health organization in Alzheimer's care, support, and research, and have local chapters across the nation, providing services within each community. An upcoming event for caregivers is something you are going to want to put on your calendar. All the details are coming up on Polk Place. Hi, welcome to Polk Place. I'm your host, Tina Mann, and joining me in the studio today are Stephanie Thompson-Wardlow, the Director of Early Stage Programs and the Senior Program Specialist with the Alzheimer's Association, Florida Gulf Coast Chapter.
Thank you.
Welcome. Erica Smith, the Director of Marketing with Bok Tower Gardens, and Dennis Krupinski, volunteer with the Alzheimer's Association. Welcome.
Good morning.
Thank you. Morning.
I'm excited to see you guys today. The Alzheimer's Association, of course, provides some very important services. Before we get to the event, why don't you tell me a little bit about your chapter and your organization?
Sure. We're the Florida Gulf Coast Chapter, one of many chapters throughout the United States. We serve 17 counties. My role is primarily Polk County when I'm working with the early stage program that is regionally based. Our services range from educating the community generally about the brain and brain health. And then we also do education for individuals in the early stages of dementia, and then caregivers. We help them throughout the journey.
Which is important because a lot of the time there's not a whole lot of research or resources available for caregivers, and they don't know what to do.
Right.
So this is the seventh annual event at Bok Tower. Why don't you tell us what this is about and what this is for?
We've had Caregivers Day out for many years. When I started with the organization almost 11 years ago, they've had one. And 7 years ago, I approached Bok Towers. I grew up with Bok Towers, and it's lovely, it's tranquil, it's educational, as you'll hear in a minute. And I just thought it would be a great place for caregivers to get away, to go and have a day of not having to worry about being a caregiver. They can kind of just relax. And some of the individuals actually bring their loved one with dementia because it's a great place for them too. So Bok Tower and I talked, and they decided that anybody that attends the event will get an annual pass, not only for them, but for their loved one. Nice. So it's a dual pass, and which is an incredible gift. They've been doing it for 7 years, and I just can't thank Bok Tower enough for it. And we get many caregivers that come out. It ranges. It's growing every year. I think last year we had, was it 70? I believe 70 people came out. So we just, we really hope that caregivers hear about it, come out. They don't have to live in Polk County to come. They do need to be a family caregiver, somebody with dementia. But if they live in Highlands County or if they live in Hillsborough County, they can still come out too. We'd love to have them.
Excellent. And let's speak a little to the caregiver side of things and the struggles they have and why this is so important for them.
Well, caregiving is a challenge. We're not born to know how to care for an adult that has a brain that is gradually losing its capability to, do daily activities. So, it can be very challenging. Many caregivers don't plan on the role. So, there's a big learning curve to it. A lot of them are in love with their spouse, and it's very difficult emotionally to watch somebody that you care about, that you dreamt about, retiring with, and then the things kind of go away. So there's multiple, issues there in terms of emotions, but also the challenges of just learning how to be a caregiver. So it's very stressful. A lot of caregivers do it 24/7. They don't have a break. And so just having one day of a relaxing time is so valuable. It doesn't sound like a lot, but it is very valuable to be able to just take a break.
It really is. My grandfather had Alzheimer's, and I've never been more broken-hearted than the day he forgot my grandma. So it was a struggle, but I remember how difficult it was for her and for everybody else in the family. So this is a wonderful thing you guys are doing, and what better setting at Bok Tower? I know you guys, as part of that day, have some special activities planned.
Yes.
Well, there's this quote that our founder, Edward Bach, often used in his writing, and it's by John Burroughs, and it's, "I come here to find myself. It's so easy to get lost in the world."
Oh.
And when we think about what we can offer, Bach Tower Gardens is such a place of meditation and tranquility. It's also a great place for learning and exploration. So some of the activities that we have scheduled for that day is a lunch and learn, where the Florida Master Gardeners with IFAS and UF IFAS will be bringing in information on how to grow with hydroponics. So hydroponic gardening. So it's going to give a little bit of extra learning to that day. We've opened up so many new areas that also provide additional learning. We have an 8-acre wild garden now that really explores all different kinds of Florida ecologies. So we're really excited to be teaming up and offering this wonderful day of respite and meditation, as well as some great learning and exploration and just relaxation in the gardens. So we hope you will come and enjoy and find yourself at Bach Tower Gardens.
And if they're feeling like a kid again, they can go to the new kid area and play the xylophone or rest on a hammock.
Well, Hammock Hollow was built to be for children and, you know, for the young and the young at heart. So we've had so many adults that really just love this beautiful area.
So you guys are also providing guided tours of the gardens as well?
There'll be a winter walking tour, so they'll be able to walk through the gardens and see our peak bloom with all the azaleas and camellias and all the wonderful spring foliage that will come into full bloom. So it'll be a wonderful day.
And of course, everybody has to check out the Carillion concert.
Well, Geert de Hollander, our carillonneur, will be playing a live concert at 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock. So it's a full day of great activities in the gardens, and we're just delighted to be able to provide this service.
That's excellent. And if they want more information about the event, where's the best place to find that?
They can go online. They can go to our website, www.alz.org. And it's FL Gulf Coast is my chapter's website, and there's information on there. They could call my office, they could email me, and I can send them information. It's on my Facebook page. I believe Bach Tower has it posted also, so it's actually an event. So there's multiple ways people can find out about it. We're not taking RSVPs for it. So it's, you know, we've done it so many years, we realize that we kind of know how many people are going to be coming. If we have 1,000 people this time, we might have to take RSVPs, but I'm not thinking there'll be 1,000 that show up, but if there are, then we'll talk about that. So no RSVPs, just when you go to the gate, you just tell them that you're a family caregiver, you're here for the Alzheimer's Association Caregivers Day Out. You go to the Visitor Center to check in, you'll fill out some paperwork, you'll receive your paperwork for the annual pass, and then you get to enjoy the day.
So, and not only can they then enjoy the day, but then they can come back.
Yes, they can come back.
And, you know, provide that, that mental, you know, break from the world every time, because, I mean, even if they're there with it, it's just such a calming place. This is an all-day event, so what about food or lunch, or what do they need to plan on?
I believe Erica should describe the cafe. I know every time I go, they have some kind of wonderful soup and sandwich that's like their special, but they have other things also. So Erica, I don't know if you can comment on your food.
Well, the Blue Palmetto Cafe under the direction of Chef Matt Fullwood is just a delight, with fresh salads, prepared soups, wonderful sandwiches, and you can eat out on the terrace, which overlooks our pollinator garden. So you're able to really enjoy a picturesque setting while you enjoy some really healthy and delicious gourmet cafe selections.
That's awesome. And of course, if they do decide to bring a brown bag lunch, there's plenty of beautiful places to have a little picnic, and you can eat while you listen to the concert or anything like that. So, as far as people who are just now beginning their journey, what would you recommend they do?
Right. First of all, they need to know they're not alone, that there are people out there that are working very hard every day, not only to find a cure for the disease, but to put into place programming to help them through their journey. So the Alzheimer's Association is a great resource. They could call us. We have a 1-800 number. It's 1-800-272-3900. They can call that number, and then they can gain resources from us. And it's 24/7. We answer the phone on the holidays too. So I would say just to reach out, to not sit back and wait for something to happen, to reach out and start planning for the future, because there are things that can happen.
And get that
positive
support
things
in place from the beginning.
Yep.
And what is it like volunteering?
It's awesome to be able to contribute to people that are having such a hard time. It's very difficult to be a caretaker, I don't think they get the recognition they need. It's heartbreaking for them. As the disease progresses, it gets worse and worse. So it's just awesome to be involved and do everything I can do to help the cause. And
if somebody's interested in becoming a volunteer, or what types of volunteers are you looking for?
We have a lot of volunteers that want to lead our support groups, and we currently have almost 25 support groups in Polk County. A few of them, we've had group members or support group facilitators step out, which is good, fine, but we have to replace them. So we are looking for individuals that could run a support group, and that's, a specific type of person. We train them to get them ready to take over a role like that. And those are throughout our county. We've got opportunities for health fairs. We go to events and educate people about our services, but also answer questions. And at that time, there's a lot of them in Polk County, and some of them we can't attend, so we have to turn them away so we could get volunteers to run those events for us. There's the Walk to End Alzheimer's is our major fundraising event to help support research, but also local programming. We always need volunteers for the Walk to End Alzheimer's. So we definitely have probably more opportunities than I can even think of right now for people to help out. I know Dennis, he helps. He's been to Tallahassee, he's been to Washington, so he's done advocacy work for us, but he also has helped with health fairs. He's helped in the office setting. He's really been kind of a spokesperson for us too. I don't know how many times you've done a presentation on our behalf, so that's, we really thank you for that, Dennis.
oh, no problem.
So do you have a favorite story of your volunteerism?
Working the walks is always fun. They're big events. Everybody's on the same page, so it's really awesome that way. And it's such a good cause. Goes a long way, and brings a lot of awareness. Awareness is a big part of Alzheimer's, I think, because people think of Alzheimer's as the later stages.
Right.
But there's a long process
It is a long
to
process.
get there.
That's right.
So there's a lot to it. And I've spoke to different groups and stuff and kind of told my story because I have early onset. And I advocate that don't ignore your memory. If you think you have issues, dig into it and figure it out. And if you get a diagnosis, then jump in and do all you can do to help yourself. Take charge of your health.
Absolutely, and with all the kind of funding being pushed into research in the last, even
Right.
10, 15 years, they've made a lot of strides with
A lot of great research going on. I'm in a clinical trial, and there's a lot of good stuff going on. So there's a lot of hope for the future.
I agree.
Well, you guys are providing an invaluable service for caregivers and patients alike, and we definitely appreciate that. And I thank all of you for coming out today. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Our pleasure.
Join the Alzheimer's Association for their 7th annual Caregivers Day Out at Bok Tower Gardens on Wednesday, February 1st from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Bok Tower Gardens is located at 1151 Tower Boulevard in Lake Wales. There is no cost for family caregivers and their loved one. Bok Tower Gardens and the Alzheimer's Association collaborate to bring a relaxing nature getaway for persons and families living with Alzheimer's disease or other related disorders. Some of the offerings during the Alzheimer's Association 7th Annual Caregivers Day Out at Bok Tower Gardens include 2 scheduled guided garden tours of the beautiful gardens, visiting the crown jewel of the gardens, the Singing Tower. For more information, you can give them a call at 863-292-9210 or look them up on the web at www.alz.org/FL Gulf Coast.